Let's get this show on the road.
Learn and try with Matt.
I'm with Jesslee. Jesslee, if you don't know who she is, I suggest you look her up. She was on The Voice, season 14 of The Voice. My mom watches The Voice, so she's really talented.
Thank you, Matt.
So let's dive right in. Is there anything you want to say before I start asking you questions?
I want to say that, first off, I love we're matching. And second off, you say my name like a pro.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's one of the God-given gifts I have been given.
Yes.
I can interview away. I am sort of the person that just... Sometimes there are times where I'll ask questions, even if it's not the right time, and my parents are like, no, you can't be asking questions. Why are you asking questions about this?
No, just go for it.
Yeah, so...
Just go for it.
Anyways, what do you like about Nashville and the atmosphere around the city? Like the music atmosphere around it?
That's a really great question. You know, it's funny because I grew up in a really small town in Florida where there wasn't a lot of music. So coming out here was one of those things where it was just so enlightening to me to be around so many people who were so talented. And the best part about that is when you're around people that challenge you and talent you with their talent, then it makes you want to raise your bar. It makes you want to, you know, try to be the best that you can be and keep up with all the talent that's out here. So that's probably the best thing, is being surrounded by so many amazing people and just being able to, you know, feel like you want to try to keep up with that and better yourself and continue to grow.
Another thing, like, I guess Nashville is well known, is there's so many people who come here. Now, I don't, because I'm not an expert on this, but I do know Nashville is very diverse on all the people who come to start a music career.
Absolutely.
And like, when you came here, did you like meet any, how did you get to know a lot of people who did this and maybe helped you out, or you got inspiration from? Like,
that's a really great question, because
now this is a question off the cuff.
I love that, and that's good because it's like it's real, you know. It's actually something I've never been asked before. So when I came out to Nashville, I was really blessed to be able to kind of start acclimating myself beforehand. Before I officially moved out here, I was just popping in. I was literally calling friends, sleeping on couches, trying to come out here and write.
Ramen noodle budget.
I was. I didn't have the money, so I was sleeping on couches, trying to be able to book songs, book, you know, co-writes, being able to book showcases, and just get as much as I could within like a 1 to 2 week period. And doing that before I officially moved out here made it to where I ended up knowing a lot of people and building relationships, and I established, you know, some good connections and networked myself beforehand. So when I finally did get out here, I had a good circle of people around me, like you and Dieter and all these people, even though I didn't know you before I moved here, but still, I feel like we're friends now.
Nashville, it's really cool because, like, I want to compliment your friend since I'm interviewing you. You're
Which one, Court?
Oh my God!
Isn't he great?
The interview,
Court's great.
Shout out to him because he has mad interview skills.
He does. He's awesome. He had the little questions.
I know.
popping up.
I was watching the live stream and everything. It was really cool to, and actually, I looked at his and I was like, well, I got to get my game up. So I, you know, did some research and, you know, just, so yeah. So the next question is, how did you get the opportunity to be on The Voice?
Yeah, so I didn't want to do it. I actually had zero desire. I was getting ready to start my first tour, and I ended up releasing a music video, and the show actually found the video because it went viral, and it was my first one. And they ended up finding it, and they called me up because I had tried out, I think it was 2 years earlier, I had tried out for the show. And I got done trying out for the show, and I had spent about $2,000 of my own money in casting calls and flying myself out there and doing everything. And I turned to my mom the second I got cut, and I said, we're not doing this anymore. I'm going to do this on my own. So we released the video, went viral. The Voice found it, and they pulled up my number from their records, and they actually called me on the phone, and they asked me to come out. And I told them that day on the phone call, I was like, well, why do you want me now? You didn't want me before. Yeah.
What was their response? What was your response, or their response
to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I'm not coming out there.
You didn't call me, so I don't need you.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
That's a good impression. That's exactly how it went. So I ended up responding, and they actually kind of laughed. She laughed it off, and she was like, I understand. But she's like, how about we pay for everything this time, and we'll fly you out. You get free food. You get to be put up in a 5-star hotel. And I was like, at the time I was still coming out of my teens, and I was so excited to be able to be like, you know what? I want to just go for this adventure. Who gives a crap what happens? It's all paid for, and I just want to go on an adventure. So I did, and I went off, and it ended up being, a crazier adventure than I even realized.
Yeah, just right there. When I hear the words free food, I'm just like,
Me too.
Sign me up.
I went on a lot of dates for free food, okay?
Oh, hey. Okay, I'll use that as a tactic next time.
There you go.
If I find anyone I'm interested, I will invite you for free. I'll pay for it. You just have to come.
There you go.
You just have to come.
No, Matt, no, that's, no, I'm not letting you do that. Don't take a girl out only because she wants the food. We're not doing that, Matt.
So, when you left The Voice,
Yes.
did you feel like what you learned was valuable?
Yeah.
How did it help you further your career after being on the limelight?
Like I said, the experience was amazing. I would say that overall, even regardless of any bad that came, exactly like you said, I left learning, and I left knowing 100% who I wanted to be leaving that show, because like I said, there were certain times where I was prompted to maybe say things that weren't 100% my nature, or wasn't 100% my message, and I never did. And I left really standing firm, knowing who I was as an artist. I left being able to grow. I left being able to learn so much more, whether it was with my vocal skill, being able to interview better. I mean, I got off that show and I had about 50 interviews with some of the largest news stations in the world. I was literally on, MSNBC and, WPTV, and I was literally just like in and out of speaking with people, and I had never done as many interviews like that before that time period. And, I feel like every single moment, everything that you are entrenched in, I feel like it's always a learning experience, So it moved me forward. It gave me a little bit of momentum that I was able to really capitalize on, and it's just been a really awesome part of my life to, an awesome experience in my life to take away and learn so much from it, because it really did unfold into so much more.
I only can imagine, you just got off this show and you just got all these people wanting to talk to you. Like, I just can't imagine from your perspective how that would feel like. How does it, I don't know. I just feel like since I have autism, it would drive me mad. I would be like, okay, you're not important. Okay, I'll talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Like, but I
think that's kind of an important way to be in life. You kind of have it right if you think about it. So when I got off the show, and even now I experience that when I do something that's a important piece of the puzzle for my journey, there's always people that, come out of the woodworks. And, there were people right when I got off the show that were people I hadn't talked to in 5, 6, 7 years. And, they came around, and, you have to be excited and be willing to, let those people be in your experience, and but still kind of, know that there's a reason they're coming around now. And, I feel like when you are going throughout life, it's just so important to pick and choose the people that are real to you and the ones that are so important, and to invest your time into them. And, and just really focus on those people that have been there from the very beginning until now. They've been there for the growth process. And it's always great to be, it's always important to be nice to anybody that comes along your journey. I'm a huge believer in, karma, and
I've always just so back to your karma thing. I've always thought karma was like the bad thing. It's like
no,
karma
it's
will get them. I don't like that person.
Karma-
So karma will.
Karma is like law of attraction, right? So like karma is like what you put in. So you can have karmic debt, or you can have karmic resonance. So like if you're a person that you're just a crappy person, if you went and you just like people's coats or something, that then you probably have some bad karma. But if you went in and like you did something nice, you went and planted a garden for someone, or you just walked up, even as small as walking up to someone and saying you have a nice smile or you have a great laugh, like those are all things that are good karma. So it's all going to add up on its own. And
you could call it good karma, but what I call it is doing the right thing.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call it.
Yeah.
Because that's my term of calling it, is because
I love that.
You can either choose to like, I have this mindset every day. Like, I can choose to have a good day or a bad day.
Yeah.
Choice is mine. How, like, is this singing? Let's go back to singing.
Yeah.
Is this something you've always wanted to do since you were little, or who convinced you that you should do this? Like,
it's a great question.
Your parents,
Well, no one convinced me. It was a long time of me always wanting to sing and wanting to be a performer and wanting to be a songwriter and even write other people's songs. Like, for me, music is so much more than just being a singer. It's about my message. It's about my platform. It's about being able to write music and help people say what they want to say too. I mean, that's truthfully become one of my favorite things about music, is getting into a writing room and someone says, hey, I have this and it's an idea and I want to be able to express it, but I don't really know how to express it. Can you help me? And then I can take their, deepest, darkest thoughts and turn it into art. And I've always had a wanting to be a part of that, but for the longest time, I actually put it off, and I pushed away what I feel like is now my destiny, to do music and to be an artist in a bunch of different ways. And I pushed it off, and it kept
So was it sort of like this feeling that you get when it was like,
it's like you could feel something was missing.
Even
though I was doing other things that were fun
Yeah.
and made me happy, I always felt a hole in my heart. And what started is, and that's a great way to put it, because it started as like a whisper in the wind, and it was something that made me feel like I needed. Yeah, and then it was like a tree limb that fell in front of me, and I was like, oh, and then it was like a brick that fell on my head, and it was like everything kept bringing me back to music.
I just imagined the scene from Home Alone where the two kids go, eat brick, kid.
Yes, exactly.
I just imagine that.
It's a good scene.
I know. I would be up there doing it.
I know you would. You'd be laughing your ass off the whole time, too.
I know. Okay, so continue. How do you stay humble in your line of work as a songwriter?
I love that question. I've actually never been asked that.
Well, I think it's because I think it's really important to stay humble what you do. I think being humble and like a lot of people, I think it's fame and money and all that. I think that's just overkill.
You literally just read my mind.
So
I love that you kind of stated that, because it's exactly where I was going to go with it, is that like, if that comes for me, like if that's something that like I become the biggest music star in the world, I mean, I'm already doing stuff to where it's been great to be able to have some celebrity status, and I've been to award ceremonies and I've walked the red carpet, and all that is really, really great. But like, I don't do music because of that. Like, I do it because it's in my heart. I do it because it's part of like who I am.
That's what is important. I think what you're saying is very important. Like, in a creative field, if it's video editing, if it's songwriting, I think it's really important to do what your heart leads you to do.
Yeah.
And so,
and if it comes with it, like, I'm not the person that like I'm gonna just stop because I get too like notable or whatever, or there's too much notoriety. Like that's not gonna scare me away. I actually love that, because it's become so much more than music to me. I want to have a hand in the media and have my own narrative that a lot of the media is taking control over right now.
Yeah,
and I want to be able to change it for a lot better than what it is at the moment. But that's been something that's grown as part of my purpose with music over the past year or so. But to be honest with you, I mean, I think the biggest thing that makes me just stay real about everything is the fact that like I'm doing this for a real reason, which is I love what I do, and I just want to be able to do it every day, and if becoming the biggest star in the world is part of that journey, then great. If it's not, who cares,
Your video dropped on Strong.
Yes, you had a hand in that.
I did. I just stood there.
What'd you think? I'm interviewing you now.
I don't know what to think.
You don't know what to think?
I'm just like, yeah, cool, great. Like, yay, I can add that to my resume.
Yay!
I can show all those disability haters what's up.
Good for you.
I can show them that I can do it. The video, your strong video, is doing really well. Really well. So can you tell me any articles or newspapers been written about it yet?
Yeah, so we had a lot more because it's coming with the single. So we had a lot of hype actually for the single. I was written in the largest music blog for country music, which is Taste of Country, and then Cowgirl Magazine. And then we have a couple other articles that are coming. I can't talk about the ones that are coming yet because they have to
NDA.
release first. But
NDA.
There's a lot of great hype for the video, and it's not so much about the hype that I care about. It's about the message. I mean, the message is strong, and the song itself and the way that it was portrayed in the video is what I'm most proud of, because it's about people being able to acknowledge that every single person has their own struggles in life, and you can't just go to someone and say that yours matter more. We all experience things on our own level and our own understanding and to our own capacity. And there's so many people that are struggling way worse than I am, and I want to acknowledge that, and I want to be able to say, hey, you are strong, you're beautiful, and you're perfectly created for your journey, and you're gonna kick ass. And that's what Strong's about.
Let's go watch the video now.
Try to compete with anyone. Open your eyes and see your uniqueness makes you who you are, and you're created beautifully. So let them talk, let them try to tear you down. It is all just envy, 'cause you know you don't need their approval to be who you wanna be. No one can tear you down, you're a fighter, so no one can change your mind. You already know that you've got the will, so you'll get your way. You remain so strong, you're so strong. A focused mindset's the way to achieve your dreams, 'cause the rest of your life there will be people who try to hold you back and will only cause strife. So when the smoke clears, rise up with more strength than before. Wipe your tears, stay tough, there's another open door. No one can tear you down, you're a fighter, so no one can change your mind.
Okay. Well, let's talk about your podcast. You're in the casting space, you know.
I'm here.
So,
It's me.
when are I know you probably won't be able to tell me when they drop, but are they coming soon?
Oh, yes, they're coming soon. It's actually, I can say they're going to be within the next couple of weeks. We're going to have the first episode air. And I'm really excited because I'm actually not only just getting into the podcasting space, I'm actually in the business now I actually partnered up as a business partner with one of the largest podcasting companies.
I have to make a joke here.
Do it.
Does your podcast include any edits or filters on it? Because ours don't.
Well, most of them don't.
Right. Yes. So the video space does not. So I'm one of the first people to actually create a TV show based off the podcast. So we're actually going to be rolling it into a television show. And the TV show will not have any. But the actual podcast itself that's to the public will. So.
Jesslee, how do you deal with criticism and fans, just with what you do, line of work?
I think that's an incredible question because I really do. It's one thing that I've been really blessed to not have to deal with any sort of hate on my stuff. I really do have amazing fans that they're super responsive, they're super active. I am the real person when I've had people ask me, be like, are you really the one replying to me on social media? And it is 100% me. I take the time to do that because my whole thought process is, if a fan takes the time to reach out and compliment me or say something, if I have that time and I acknowledge it and I see it, I want to respond back and give that same kind of love back to them, that karma, Yeah. When it comes to any sort of hate, for whatever reason, I don't know why, and my team, my social media team is actually really surprised about it. I don't get a lot of hate on my socials. I don't get a lot of hate on the internet. I think it's truthfully because I'm really strong in my stance. And I'm kind of that person that I make it very, very honest about who I am. And I sit in my vulnerability. And if you are comfortable with who you are and the things that, your weaknesses, then people can't comment on them. They know it can't hurt you because I already talk about it,
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of hate, to be honest with you. And when I do every once in a while get a hater, the block button is my best friend because for me, it's not even worth the time spending on starting an argument with them. So I usually just block them.
Okay, hey. I have something to give you.
Cool.
Look right here. It is a drawing created by our very own Rita.
It's amazing.
Yep. I mean, she
got the nose ring and everything.
Basically, she can build mountains out of molehills.
Oh my God. Are you saying I'm a molehill?
No, I'm not.
I'll smack you right now, Matt.
Hey, you can smack me. Hey, I'm not afraid of you.
If this wasn't so beautiful, I'd put your head right through it. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. It's gorgeous. Rita, wherever you are, you're a star.
The last question, and I think we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
How would you sell hot chocolate in Florida in the summer?
And to be honest with you, I love hot chocolate so much I wouldn't end up selling it. It'd be gone. I'd be all drinking before I even got to sell it, even if it's hot.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap with the Learn and Try. But before we go, why don't you hit us off with a few tunes?
Yeah, let's do it.
I've never actually heard you sing in front. I mean, I've heard you via audio.
Right.
But I want to see the real unfiltered masterpiece.
Well, that's what this is.
Jesslee.
This is uncut and unfiltered. So let me give you a version of that.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So I'll tell a little backstory on this one. As I told you guys before, I'm very Italian. And when I had the idea for this song, I did not realize I was going to be writing it with a fellow Italian, Steve Virginia. And he is. He's very sassy like me. You just haven't seen it yet. And I also was in the room with a Venezuelan, and it was the sassiest song to this day that I've ever written. And it's all about, which I think everybody can kind of take it and turn it into their own life situation, but in my case, it was about the struggles of the music industry and how, in every business, in everything that you do, you're always going to go through life and have probably more no's than a yes, and it's those yeses that, you know, when you capitalize them, you turn them into something. And I've had a lot of people tell me no, and I turn to Steve and I'd always say that, you know, I'm going to prove them wrong, and I'm going to do it, and not only do it, but do it better than they ever thought. And so this is my song, Turning Those No's into Ammunition. That's what it's called. Toss dirt on me and grow a daisy. Keep on throwing shade, but your shit doesn't faze me. Kindness kills like the sign that's sitting on my tongue. I keep it cool, that's how mama raised me. You can't knock me down, and I know it drives you crazy. I like the way you hate me. You're the bullets in my gun. You're the spark lighting my ignition. Your daddy's fueling my addiction. Wait around and you will see. Karma ain't as nice as me. I stole the dime from the well you wished in. I know it hurt, yeah, that was my intention. Eyes on the prize like you're loaded on a mission. And you're my ammunition. I'm the fact, baby, you're the fiction. You skipped a page, I'm the footnote that you're missing. Because of your constant inquisition, you're proving not for a day you are, yeah. You're the spark, lighting my ignition. Your daddy's fueling my addiction. Wait around and you will see. Karma ain't as nice as me. I stole the dime from the well you wished in. I know it hurt, yeah, that was my intention. Eyes on the prize like you're loaded on a mission. And you're my ammunition. Oh, no smoke, no kick, no damage done. But it'll sting like hell when you say I'm one. You're the spark, lighting my ignition. Your daddy's fueling my addiction. Wait around and you will see. Karma ain't as nice as me. I stole the dime from the well you wished in. I know it hurt, yeah, that was my intention. Eyes on the prize like you're loaded on a mission. And you're my ammunition. Ooh, yeah. You're my ammunition. Yeah. Oh. That's ammunition.
Well, this is fine.
Oh. When the phone rings, send it to voicemail. You don't wanna listen to every little detail about how he's sorry, he's lonely. He'll be saying that you're still his one and only. And when he texts you, girl, don't read it. Yeah, you might want what he's got, but you don't need it. When you see his headlights pulling into your drive, I know it's hard to fight. You ain't getting over him till you're done with him. No, you ain't moving on if you're loving him. You ain't missing him if you're kissing him. Ain't no way to make your heart let go of him if you're holding him. If anyone can tell you I'm the one that can, girl, you know I've been there too. If he's laying in your bed, you ain't getting over him, yeah. Well, I know it's no fun sleeping solo. I've been the one wide awake, scrolling through the photos. I bet you're looking at his name, he's just a click away. All I'm gonna say is you ain't getting over him till you're done with him. No, you ain't moving on if you're loving him. You ain't missing him if you're kissing him. Ain't no way to make your heart let go of him if you're holding him. If anyone can tell you I'm the one that can, girl, you know I've been there too. If he's laying in your bed, then you ain't getting over here, yeah.
him. No, you ain't moving on if you're loving him. You ain't missing him if you're kissing him. Ain't no way to make your heart let go of him if you're holding him. If anyone can tell you I'm the one that can, girl, you know I've been there too. If he's laying in your bed, then you ain't getting over him, yeah. No, you ain't getting over him. If he's laying in your bed, you ain't getting over him.
That's over him. Since you like the kind of angsty feel and we know it, we'll go ahead and do Gunpowder and Lead. I haven't done it in forever, so if I mess up the words, I'm already gonna say sorry now. All right, you ready?
County Road 233 under my feet. Nothing on this white rock but a little on me. I got 2 miles till he makes bail. And if I'm right, we're headed straight for hell. I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun, wait by the door and light a cigarette. He wants to fight, well now he's got one. He ain't seen me crazy yet. Slapped my face, shook me like a rag doll. Oh, that sound like a real man. I'm gonna show him what little girls are made of. Gunpowder and lead. Oh, it's 10:30, another 6-pack in. And I can feel the rumble like a cold black wind. Pulls in the drive, the gravel flies. He don't know what's waiting here this time. Uh-oh, I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun, wait by the door and light a cigarette. He wants to fight, well now he's got one. He ain't seen me crazy yet. Slap my face, shook me like a rag doll. On that sound like a real man. I'm gonna show him what little girls are made of. Gunpowder, gunpowder and lead. His fist is big, but my gun's bigger. He'll find out when I pull the trigger. I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun, wait by the door and light a cigarette. He wants to fight, now he's got one. He ain't seen me crazy yet. Slap my face, shook me like a rag doll. Oh, that sound like a real man. I wanna show him what little girls are made of. Gunpowder, gunpowder and lead. Ooh, gunpowder and lead. Hey, gunpowder and lead. Gunpowder and lead. Ooh, oh,
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. John, what did you think? You like it?
Thanks.
Good job.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you.